Guten Tag, ich bin Frau Fiber. This is the Sewing Rebellion instructions for Jonas the Tailor's Binding 1.0. A bit about this project. It was inspired by Jonas the Tailor, the Haitian tailor I'm working with in Haiti for the Made in Haiti project. We'll be using Jonas's binding techniques to transform a boxy t-shirt into a sexy halter top. The materials we'll be using today are your home sewing machine or that of a friend's, thread that either matches or contrasts your shirt, your fabric only scissors, pins, and tailor's chalk. So we'll begin today's project by drawing the halter line on the t-shirt. Basically, the halter line goes underneath the sleeve. Gonna give my halter a soft curve, kind of soft V curve in the front. I want to make sure I can see these lines when I flip it over on the other side. The halter continues straight across the back of the shirt and under the other arm. And then your straps are going to continue straight down and we'll get cut off right there. Okay. So once you have that drawn, you can go ahead and cut out the shirt. Make sure that your pieces are separated, the front from the back. So now your t-shirt's been transformed into a halter top. But you probably want to take the sides in a little bit. So if you just cut along your side seams, you now have a back piece. And then you have this front piece. So that can get set aside now. Now we want to make what's called the binding. And we're going to use the shirt sleeves for that. So you cut your shirt sleeve so that it'll open up flat. And you want your binding to go on a diagonal this way. And you want it, each one to be about 1 inch wide, 1.25 inches. Okay, so you start cutting these. You want to get as much as you can out of this for the binding around the neckline. Okay, so we're going to make little seam allowances with these, just about 1/4 inch wide. And I'm going to start with the back because it's the easier side. And I'm going to have the right side of the shirt up on the top. And I'm going to attach the right side of the binding to the wrong side of the shirt. Because eventually the right side of the binding will be on the right side of the shirt. It's a little bit confusing. And I'm going to sew just 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm going to bring the rest of the binding over. I'm going to fold it, and then I'm going to fold again right on top. So I'm covering up the seam that I just made. So it's a fold and a fold, just covering up the seam. Okay, so that the back is finished. Like so. Okay, now we're going to repeat the same thing on the front. To do some soft pivoting around this curve. This is not like a hard right angle. We have to do it in a couple of stops. Okay, that neck binding is complete. Then you have your front finished and your back finished. And you pin right sides together at the side seam. And then just sew a 1/2 inch seam. There you have your sexy remade halter top. And this just ties up here. So once again, thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to stop shopping and start sewing.